Well, today we got this man right here explaining the science of the friend zone. Let's see. I haven't experienced this, so I don't know, but let's see what the friend zone is all about coming from this guy right here. He must be an expert if he's making a video on the science. The science. Not the theory, not just the science. Okay? Let's get right into it. Let's see what he has to say. The channel is called Vsauce. All right, let's get right into it.
Hey, Vsauce, Michael
Hey, Vsauce.
here, and today we're going to talk about the science of the friend zone. You know, the experience of liking someone and then finding out that they would rather just be friends with you. Why does it happen? If there's hope of escaping the friend zone, how can it be done? And more importantly,
I'm going to tell you guys exactly how to escape the friend zone, okay? So listen to me and listen to me clearly. First, let's hear what he has to say, and then we're going to break it down. And I'm going to tell you guys exactly what it takes to get out of the friend zone so that you never have to experience it ever again in your life, okay? If you're tired of it, I'm going to help you out.
should you? The term friend zone was popularized by the TV show Friends on November 3rd, 1994. In episode 7 of the first season, Joey tells Ross that Rachel likes him, but will never like him. Ross is in the friend zone. Now, of course, everything turned out fine for Ross, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Back when I calculated how much money love is worth, I discussed the feeling of having a crush on someone. Those emotions, the nervousness, the excitement, have a name. What you feel when you have a crush on somebody is known as limerence.
You know what? Thinking about it, I lied. I was in the friend zone when I was in I think it was probably 6th grade. Probably 6th or 7th grade, right? I didn't understand anything about women. So I'd hang out with this girl every day, right? In Puerto Rico when I lived over there. And I liked her, right? So every day I would sit next to her. I'd be her friend. I'd be so nice, ultra nice. The nicest guy in the world, right? The classic friend. The classic friend zone. But it never went anywhere. Why is that? Because I didn't understand how to escalate things, how to make my intentions clear, how to say what's on my mind. And that's the biggest reason for why guys are in the friend zone. So now that I think about it, I was in the friend zone when I was a kid. Okay, let's get into it.
It's exciting to feel butterflies in your stomach whenever you're around somebody. And those butterflies may be caused by the release of adrenaline, which pulls blood away from things like your stomach and toward the muscles where it may be better used. Of course, this can cause the stomach to shut down a bit and become upset. It may also explain why people have a reduced appetite when they feel lovesick. Now, whether you are male, female, gay, straight, everybody can be friend zoned. And biologically speaking, the root of the friend zone may be Bateman's principle.
Bateman's principle. Let's see. What is Bateman's principle all about? Patrick Bateman? American Psycho? Are you going around killing people? Is that the reason why you're in the friend zone? Let's see what this man has to say.
Named after Angus Bateman, the principle states that whenever a species, like us humans, contains two different sexes, each with dissimilar sex cells, for instance, sperm and egg, inevitably, one sex will have to commit more resources to the production of offspring. In mammals, this is especially true. A female can have only a limited number of offspring, whereas a male can have a virtually unlimited number. This causes a biological tendency for one sex to be competitive and for the other to be choosy. The newest episode of Earth...
Yeah, this sounds like too much mumbo jumbo, bro. This is coming from someone who is in the friend zone. I'm sure he's in the friend zone and he's going into detail about this Bateman theory and the sperm and the intricacies of the man and the woman dynamic this is just too much. I'm going to simplify it for you guys, but let's see. Let's hear him out. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Touches Wild Sex goes into a lot more detail about this, so be sure to check it out. But today,
Oh shit, that boy was getting freaky.
regardless of whether or not reproduction is the goal, the roles of pursuer and pursued have extended beyond the Bateman principle and are now quite hardwired into our culture. Because not every pursuer can win, and because not every pursuer is a terrible jerk, some friend zoning is inevitable. It's disappointing when it happens to you, and it's easy to rely on the nice guys finish last excuse. But so far, research hasn't found much evidence for it. What's more likely is that you have idealized the other person as a potential mate, but a neutral observer could tell you that, in reality, the two of you don't have as much in common as you think. This is the argument put forward by Jenna Marbles in her fantastic video. It's called homogamy. We select our mates based on how similar they are to our own personalities, interests, and ideals for the future. And so when someone is friend-zoned, it's often not because they were too friendly or too much of a nice guy. Instead, it's often just run-of-the-mill incompatibility. But let's not rule out being too friendly or too nice from every situation just yet. Marshall Fine described the friend zone as a penalty box that you're sent to when your only crime is not being buff or unobtainable enough. Buffness falls into homogamy. It's about what someone else's interests are and what they want from a mate. But what fascinates me is the part about being unobtainable. Why would being available and present and friendly make you less attractive? And why would being kind of a jerk, too cool, aloof, or hard to get make you more attractive? Well, Robert Cialdini calls this the scarcity principle. We desire things.
I was just about to say, okay, I don't know where he's going to go with this, right? But I was already cooking up what I'm going to say because it comes from scarcity versus abundance, right? The two different mindsets. And I'm going to dive deeper into it, but let's see what he has to say about it. Because I was already going to say, being so nice comes from a mindset of scarcity to where you're thinking, matter of fact, let's leave that for a little bit later. Let me hear him out first. Maybe he's about to cook.
Things that are difficult to obtain because we don't like to have our freedom limited, and we act before it can be. This happens all the time in business, and it's equally true when it comes to attraction. Using the scarcity effect yourself is often cited as a possible escape route from the friend zone. Make yourself less available and see if your crush responds. Or try using the Ben Franklin effect. Benjamin Franklin wrote about how he was able to form relationships with other people by asking them to do things for him. The theory is that by doing favors for you, cognitive dissonance occurs in the person's mind. Why would they be doing favors for you unless they liked you? Now, it's no guarantee that you'll become more than friends, but just by simply becoming friends, you'll be doing something quite special. Because today, we all on average have fewer friends, fewer close individuals we can confide in than we did decades ago. And we hang out with those friends less than we did before. This phenomenon was explored famously by Robert Putnam in Bowling Alone. For instance, from 1965 to 1995, the number of minutes people of all ages reported spending per day with informal socializing, hanging out with friends, going to parties, hanging out at bars, or having informal conversations fell from 85 minutes to just 57. In about the same time frame, the number of picnics held fell 60%, and the number of times on average we entertained friends at home fell from 14 to 15 times a year to a mere 8. We spend more time than we used to on entertainment, sleep, exercise, and transportation. Not bad things, but since the middle of the 20th century, the two activities that many of us still do that have decreased the most are attending worship service and hanging out with friends. We're also now spending time on this new thing called the internet. It's a great tool for communication and social networks, but like T.S. Eliot said of the telephone before it, the internet may simply allow us to speak to more people than ever before, but be more lonely doing it. Social networks have somewhat diluted the power of the word friend, but way before MySpace or Facebook, the word friend was on the way out, so much so that we had to start using a new word, best friend. Robert Wuthnow cautions that on the internet, what feels social may be less of a way for us to focus on actual interpersonal relationships and instead more of a stage for us to focus on ourselves in the presence of other people. To be sure, virtual communities are often more equal because we know less information about our discussion partners like age, race, or gender. But what we gain from anonymity often comes at the cost of an evening out of interests and values. I can retreat from real-world conversations and hide within niche communities online, where everyone thinks like me and generally shares my worldview. It's called cyber balkanization. It's when online interactions provide a lazy environment, free from actual discussion and outside views, whereas the real world often forces us to deal with a greater diversity of interests and values. Now, because we choose mates that are so similar to ourselves, this vital exposure to new, honest ideas often has to come from friends, a resource that is diminishing in our society. And so, although it's disappointing to be friend-zoned, in a way, it might be where that other person, and all of us, actually need you the most. And as always, thanks for watching.
I don't know what the fuck. How is that going to help anyone? Okay, maybe he wasn't trying to tell you how to get out of the friend zone, right? Maybe he was just trying to explain it. But I'm going to simplify it, okay? So, I mean, clearly people like this video, right? Because it has 12 million views. So who am I to say anything about this? But I'm going to explain to you why it is, okay? What I've learned in life, how you can get out of the friend zone, right? Like if I was your older brother, right? If I had a younger brother, this is exactly how I would explain it to him. This is how I would teach my younger brother to stay out of the friend zone, to never be put in the friend zone, to always get what he wants, to get a girlfriend, to get a woman in his life so that he's not an incel. So think about this, brother to brother, right? What is the friend zone, right? Let me explain it to you without these theories and whatever was said about scarcity, homogeneous, beanius, teenius, lenius, whatever that was said. Anyways, so the friend zone. The friend zone is when you like a woman, right? You like a woman, but you can't seem to understand why she doesn't like you back. You've been nice. You've done everything that you thought you were supposed to do. You constantly texted her. You told her you wanted to hang out. You took her to the movies. You were there when her boyfriend was clapping her cheeks and she was sad and she talked to you about it. And you thought, well, I mean, I gave her my ear. I listened to her with her problems. She told me about how her boyfriend is such a jerk. Why doesn't she like me? I like her. I've tried to show her that I like her, but every time she just turns me down. I know you've all felt that, right? I think we all have that as men at some point. But as a man, the reason why men get placed in the friend zone is two things. And I'm going to break it down like I was saying earlier, right? There's the mindset of scarcity and there's the mindset of abundance. The man who always gets the woman has a mindset of abundance, right? And I'm not saying always, right? Because there's some guys who have girlfriends and they're still living in scarcity. But the one that gets any woman that he wants is the man with the mindset of abundance. The man with the mindset of scarcity is the nice guy. And why is it that men are so nice, right? What do they always say? Nice guys finish last. Why is that? Why is it that nice guys finish last, right? Because think about this. When you're nice, when you're a nice guy, it's coming from scarcity, right? Because you're afraid to say your opinions. You're afraid to say what you really believe. You're afraid to maybe prove her wrong if she says something and you don't agree with it. If she does something disrespectful, you don't feel like checking it. If she shows up late, you don't say anything about it. If she cancels on you, you're still available whenever she's there. If she doesn't text you for 12 hours, you text her back right away because you're nice, right? Because the mindset of scarcity is, if I'm not nice, I will lose this woman. So women don't like a man who's living in scarcity. Why? Because that already tells her, you're so afraid to lose me that the whole point of you living in abundance is the fact that you'll get what you want, right? But when a woman knows that you're in scarcity, because trust me, when you settle to be in the friend zone, she knows that you are in scarcity. She knows that you're tolerating whatever she gives you because you're thinking, if I lose her, who will I get? Right? If I can't get her, then who will I get? And naturally, as human beings, we're drawn to things that other people want, right? If I'm trying to sell someone something and nobody else has bought it, and they can tell that I'm just desperate, trying to sell it. In their mind, they're thinking, well, nobody else wants this. I don't want to be the only one who wants this thing, because other people wanting that thing shows that that thing is valuable, because there's a reason why other people want it, right? That's the whole reason why when a man gets in a relationship and he gets a baddie and he treats her right, other women start to wonder, why is it that that guy attracted that woman, right? There must be a reason, and I want to find out. So when you're living in scarcity, it may be hard for guys that have never had any type of relationship with a woman, who haven't experienced multiple women giving them attention, because they don't have the looks, they're not in shape, whatever the case may be, right? So I understand it. It's hard to just be like, oh, I'm living in abundance when you, quite frankly, haven't seen anything that shows why you should be abundant, right? Of course you're going to be living in scarcity. If I was hungry and all I had was a little bit of food, and I don't know how I'm going to get more food, of course I'm going to be scarce and thinking about like, damn, how can I save this food? How can I save this food? But when I know in the back of my mind, I can just go get more. I can go hunt. I have the skill to go get some more food. I don't care. I'll eat it and I'll figure out how to get some more after, right? So when you're in scarcity, what you need to understand is the basics. First of all, you need to improve yourself. I know it's basic advice, but you need to improve yourself. Why? Because the better you are, the more options you will have. And that goes for anything in life. The better you are in business, the more opportunities you'll get. The better you are in sales, the more sales you'll get. The better you are on YouTube, the more followers and subscribers you'll get, right? You have to become better. So if you want to get out of that scarcity mindset, first of all, you have to become an attractive man. Meaning you have to become attractive physically, with your face, with your body, with working on your finances, developing a hustle, learning how to speak. And this might seem super hard, right? But let's take it one step at a time. But once you start to see improvements in yourself, you're going to start carrying yourself with more confidence. And you're going to start to notice that women like you, right? Wow, this woman's looking at me. Oh, that woman's looking at me too. This woman over here, she's looking at me too. So what does that make you feel like? What does that do for you? That makes you start to understand, I don't have to just settle with just one woman. Like, if this woman's not giving me the attention that I want, I'm not just going to sit there and tolerate it, because there's a woman out there who will. Right? So that's when you start to develop the mindset of abundance. So what you guys need to do is, first of all, improve yourself. And second of all, start talking to more women. I understand you might be scared. I understand you might be nervous. But that feeling of nervousness is never going to go away until you start doing the thing that you're most afraid of. Do the thing that you're most afraid of, and it will no longer control it. You will start to control the fear. So if you're afraid of talking to multiple women, right? And I'm not saying that you have to be a player and you have to date multiple women, but if you're afraid to go out there and talk to other women, you have to put yourself out there. You have to start approaching more women so that you can start to see that this one woman might not be reciprocating the feelings that you want, but the more you get out there, the more you talk to other women, the more you'll start to notice that there is a woman out there who will give you what you want. And you don't have to settle for just the friend zone. And the reason why the mindset of abundance is so attractive to women is because women understand this guy clearly has options. This guy is clearly valuable, because something that's valuable is not going to stick around someone who doesn't value it, right? If you don't value money, it's not going to stick around you. It's just going to go away, right? You have to be the valuable man who is not, and this is not to say high value man or nothing like that, right? But become a valuable man to where women understand he's not afraid to lose me. And the reason why that mindset is so attractive, because without saying it, without speaking it, it shows her, okay, this guy clearly has other women who want him. So once again, back to what I was saying, if other people want what it is that the product that this person is trying to sell you, you're more inclined to want to get that product because other people want it too, right? And I hope I'm not confusing you with this, but basically what I'm trying to say is you have to make your intentions clear, right? 9 times out of 10, the reason why guys are in the friend zone is because they're too afraid, they're too nice to say what is truly on their mind. So they settle, right? Instead of telling a woman, hey, I'd like to take you on a date, they'd say, hey, we can hang out. If a woman tells you, oh, we can be friends, you'll be like, oh, okay, with the hopes in your mind that one day you'll get what you want. But what you need to understand is that day is never coming. And if it does, it's a 1% chance. It's a 1% chance that one day you might just happen to get lucky. But is that really the life you want to live, with a 1% chance? Or do you want to control your life, take control of your life, right? So understand that developing the mindset and going into any type of situation with a woman with the mindset of, okay, I'm going to tell her what I want. And if she doesn't want that as well, then there's no problem. I'm not mad at her. I'm not upset at her. I'm not going to hate her. I'm not going to sit here and bash women, but I will continue to live my life somewhere where the thing that I want values me. The thing that I want wants me back, right? So understand that. Make your intentions clear. Hey, listen, I don't just want to be friends. And you don't have to say nothing like, hey, we need to have sex, right? If you say, I want to be more than friends, if you say, listen, I want to take you on a date, that's already implied, right? That you're not going to be in the friend zone. Why? Because you're letting her know, listen, I want to get to know you in a more intimate way. Okay? So a woman respects a man who can say what he wants and what is really on his mind. When it comes to getting out of the friend zone, it really comes down to respect. A woman can't sleep with a man or be in a relationship with a man who she doesn't respect. So she doesn't respect you. And why doesn't she respect you? Because you're not saying what you actually want. You're settling for something. If I met you, right, and I walked up to you, and instead of shaking your hand, I slapped you in the face, and you just sat there and you tolerated it, I would lose respect for you, right? Because you don't want to get slapped in the face, but you're too afraid to say something about it. You're too afraid to stand up and say, listen, this is not what I want. Or you're too afraid to leave and go somewhere where you're respected. Instead, you stay there, and every day when I see you, I slap you in the face, right? That is not something that anyone respects. You wouldn't respect that either. But she doesn't respect you because of the fact that you're willing to sit around and linger around her, give her everything that she wants, because what she wants is attention. What she wants is, when she's bored, to have someone to talk to. What she wants is to have someone that can fill up her time until the man that she actually likes comes along and gives her what she wants, right? Which is some dick, okay? And if you're not the guy who she wants that from, then she is just taking from you. And you're sitting there, you're tolerating it, you're giving to her, right? Because in your mind, sure, maybe she's cool. Maybe she's nice to hang around, right? Maybe she's a fun person to be around. But in the back of your mind, if you're honest with yourself, you don't have to be honest with me. You could lie to me and say all you want is just to talk to her and be your friend. But in the back of your mind, you understand this because you're probably watching porn. You're probably beating off to women who look just like her. So you know you find her attractive. You know that you want to sleep with her. You know that you want to be more than just a friend because you're thinking about it and you're like, I'm the friend. And you get jealous, right? You get jealous at the fact that other men, that she wants other men. You get jealous at the fact that you're still in the friend zone and she has a boyfriend. And you're like, man, that guy's a jerk. I don't like that guy. Why do you have these feelings? Why do you have these feelings of I don't like that guy? The whole reason is because they have something that you can't have. Why do guys, get mad at me if I get a woman and they wanted her? I've had this happen to me, right? Where they talk shit behind my back because I got the woman that they wanted, that they were in the friend zone with. And in their mind, they're so mad at the fact that I have something that they can't get. But that's because they're living in scarcity. I don't get mad when a man gets a woman, right? Because I know that I can get that too. So I don't have no type of feeling of resentment. I don't hate the guy because I understand I can have that too. So the reason why you feel that way is because in the back of your mind, you know what you want is deeper than just being a friend. So understand this. Make your intentions clear. But first of all, what did I say? Better yourself, right? Because if you're fat, you're out of shape, you're ugly, your breath stinks, and all of these things, understand that even if you make your intentions clear, why would she choose you? Out of all the options that she has, why would she choose you? She has so many options and she's going to choose you. Why? Because you're nice? Are you serious? You really think that that's why she should choose you? Because you're a nice guy and you listen to her? You don't think that the other guys that are more attractive than you listen to her too at times? Of course. So she's not going to choose you if you're not a man worth choosing. So first of all, work on yourself. And second of all, cut out all of this time that you spend with women who don't want to be anything more with you than just a friend. Listen, you have homies for that, right? You have homies for being friends, right? But when you're a friend with a woman who doesn't want you, you're devaluing yourself. You're devaluing yourself because you're willing to stay around where you're not respected, where a woman doesn't find you attractive in any way, but the feelings aren't mutual. The feelings are just one-sided. And in any relationship in life, whether it's a friend, whether it's parents, whether it's family, right? If you are constantly displaying some sort of feeling towards someone and they don't respect you, they don't reciprocate that feeling, they could care less if you died. They could care less if you died tomorrow, right? You should leave. You should always leave. If a friend of yours doesn't want to spend time with you and they're not showing that they care for you as a friend, then guess what? You should leave because there's someone out there who does want to reciprocate those feelings and that does value you and respect you. So the reason why the abundance mindset is so attractive is because a man is willing to walk away, which is our ultimate power as a man, to walk away. If you aren't being respected in a relationship, the ultimate trump card is to walk away, right? So it's not just about making your intentions clear. It's about saying, hey, listen, these are my intentions. And if you don't see this moving forward in any way, then you walk away. You say, hey, listen, this is how you do it. Hey, listen, I want to be more than just a friend with you, but you don't have to tell her that I can tell the feelings are mutual, but you say, hey, listen, I want to be more than just a friend with you. So that's what I'm looking for. So just keep it moving, right? If she's not reciprocating that feeling, tell her, hey, listen, I like you as a person, but I'm going to keep moving because I want to find someone who does feel the same way towards me. And that way the ball's in her court, right? If you truly like this one woman, that's the ultimate thing that you can do. You can't sit there and hope that one day she's going to love you and one day she's going to develop these feelings for you. Why? Because women know from the beginning, from the very start, they know in the back of their mind, can this guy be my boyfriend? Can this guy be an intimate partner of mine? They know within the split second. So if you as an incel, if you as someone who's in the friend zone believe that it's something that develops over time and one day she'll know, she's selling you a dream. She's lying to you. And you're too in your feelings to understand that. Because a logical mind understands that women find you attractive the moment they see you. When you see a beautiful woman, it doesn't even take a second, right? Just seeing a random woman, it doesn't even take a second to know whether you find that person attractive or not, whether you'd want to be more than just a friend with that person, right? So it doesn't take long. So any woman who tells you, oh, it's in time, we just gotta wait, we gotta take things slow, she's selling you a dream because she still wants to extract the value from you, which is all the free attention and validation that you give her, but she doesn't want to give you anything in return. And she knows you're the type of guy that will stay around. She knows you're the type of guy who won't keep it moving. So if she gives you just enough, if she dangles that carrot in your face for just enough, she knows you'll stay around. But you need to be the type of man who is willing to walk away within a specific time frame, right? It's not forever. It's not indefinite. It's a month, 2 months, right? Not sitting around. I wouldn't even wait around for that long, right? But let's just say you don't have the options like that. A month, 2 months, having a time frame where you've stated your intentions to the woman, and if she's not reciprocating it, you have a time frame so that you're not wasting your time, because it's a waste of time, right? You're giving away your energy to someone who's not reciprocating it when you could be working on something else. You could be using up that time to better your life. You could be using that time to find a woman who likes you. But instead, you're wasting this time onto something that doesn't give you anything back. If you're putting your money into a stock and it just keeps tanking and never gives you anything back, you'd be a fool to stay there and continue investing into that, right? So understand that time is more valuable. I mean, not time. Yeah, time is more valuable than money. So think about that analogy. You're putting money into something that is not giving you anything in return. And money is something that you can get back. Time is something that you can never get back. So you're putting time in something that you're never going to get anything out of, when you could be putting that time into bettering yourself and into finding a woman who is going to invest in you, right? There's nothing wrong with investing time into a woman and attention that is into you, right? If this woman is all about you, she's willing to do all the things that you want sexually. She's willing to cook for you, clean for you, give you back massages, give you all the attention that you want, all the validation that you want. Then that's the type of woman who you should be investing your time into, right? Because this woman's reciprocating those feelings. So I'm going to end the video with this. If you want to get out of the friend zone, first, better yourself. Second, state your intentions. Make them clear that you want to go on a date with her, that you want to be more than just a friend, that you want to get to know her in a more intimate way. Third, if she's not reciprocating, you have a certain time frame before you walk away. This is the time frame, and it's not to tell her, right? You don't tell the woman, hey, listen, you have 2 months. No, you don't say that. You don't say, hey, you have 2 months, right? You just have this time frame in your head, the same way a woman has a time frame in her head when you're just dogging her out, when you're just having sex with her, when you're not giving her commitment in a relationship and what she wants. She has a time frame in her mind before she walks away. So women do this too. It's not just men. Women do this too. Because any man who has experienced that, where he's getting sex from a woman and he's, having fun with her, right? And not taking it seriously, not giving her the commitment that she wants. Any man who has experienced that understands that one day that will go, because the woman's not just going to stay around forever without getting what she truly wants, right? What she truly wants. Because sure, sex is fun and everything, but she truly wants a commitment. And for you, sure, attention and conversation and being around her when she's fun is cool, but what you truly want is to be more intimate with her, to kiss her, to have sex with her, to be in a relationship with her. You want something more meaningful, more deep, a deeper connection, right? But the problem is you're not willing to walk away. You don't have a time frame on it. You just sit there and you tolerate it. So understand that. Have a time frame. Have a time frame to where you've made your intentions clear. You've tried to take her on a date. And if she's not reciprocating those feelings, then just walk away. Okay? Because if you tell a woman, hey, listen, I'd like to take you on a date, and she tells you, oh, in time, that woman's not attracted to you. You're not going to get what you want out of her. You're not going to have a deeper connection with that woman. Why? Because she's not even giving you the chance. If a woman was truly into you, she'd give you the chance. And whether you fuck up that chance or not, that's on you. But she gave you the chance. She gave you the opportunity, like, okay, let's go on a date, right? She showed up. She did her makeup for you. She put on perfume. She smells good. She's ready for you to be the man who can guide her towards what you and her both want. So that's my main takeaways, guys. I hope this video helped you out in some way. Like the video, comment down below, and subscribe. Peace out. Don't stay in the friend zone.